It's not looking too good for Ethereum. We're in a position right now where if you looked at my previous video that I made for Bitcoin, you'll know that we haven't actually lost our really, really big area of support right here at about, I don't know, 16,400 thereabouts. But with Ethereum, with its comparative support levels, we have actually lost it. And so there's a lot to talk about in this video, and specifically about how Ethereum could be on a path down to our $1,000 support area. We actually had the support area from way back in June of this year. Take a look at this. This is when we got the really, really big crash down. We were able to use this support down at 1K. But in this video, I also want to focus your attention on how Ethereum might be ready to sweep that low and potentially go far, far lower. So there's going to be a lot to unpack in this one. There are some things that I think could still help Ethereum, and I will be talking about them in this YouTube video as well, but we need to stay realistic with this market right now. And the first thing that I want to show you to, kind of go in line with that is where some of our key support areas have been on this chart and how we've actually failed them. So I'm going to start off with this chart right here. We've got this nice big support area. Now, I don't know if it's big, but certainly important support area between 1290 and 1304. And it's actually the very same area of support that I've already got on this chart right here with this red line and green box right here. This was the absolutely critical level that I was looking at for Ethereum. I didn't really tell you guys about it. I didn't talk about it publicly very much, but this was a very important level that I was watching. And unfortunately, we have lost it, and it coincides exactly with the other chart. Now let's bring it back to that chart as well. The reason that I was expecting this level actually to be such an important area is that if Ethereum is able to find support off this level after getting a breakout, we could then rally on very, very high. But that looks like it has quite clearly failed on this occasion, and we have continued to drop down now. Now, that's okay if we're able to find support with our 4-hour Ichimoku cloud. This green cloud also sat right below the support area and completely perfectly lines up with this other area of support that Ethereum had between 1220 and 1230, but again, we managed to lose that area. Now, this is on the 4-hour time frame. It's a relatively short-term time frame for this chart. Let me just hide my camera so you can see everything. And so we would expect that if this short-term uptrend is going to continue, that we would start to find at least some support in some of these areas. But we just plunged straight through this area of support. We plunged straight through the entire 4-hour Ichimoku cloud, and we didn't even stop at the support area right here as well either. It's really a bad setup, guys. I mean, we don't have the right signs being displayed on this chart, in my opinion, given that we were in a short-term uptrend and we have now lost a lot of that. So here's what I think could end up happening now. If Ethereum is able to mount an attack to the upside now, going up towards basically Christmas Day, well, this green Ichimoku cloud is now turning red, right? So it's turning into a little bit of resistance. If we end up attacking this towards the end of this month and we kind of slowly trend up, I think we might have to expect a little bit of resistance, right? Something similar to what we saw right here, where we're, kind of slowly getting up there, but then when we do finally get up there, bam, we get a rejection and we end up falling a little bit lower. I do think that something like that could be on the cards right now, and if we take a slightly more zoomed out look, this is now on the daily time frame, so this big dump here was this series of dumps right here through the Ichimoku cloud. Just to put this chart in perspective, this is on the daily time frame. If we do end up getting some sort of a rejection from some of these higher levels, there really isn't much support for Ethereum to find, right? Let me demonstrate this for you. We're going to take this support area at 1240 and this resistance at 1240 and this support at 1026. And let's just draw this on the chart so that you can visualize this very easily right here with me in real time with this chart. What we're going to do is I'm going to remove this line right here and just drop these two areas of support. So one of them going right around here and the other one going around over here, just to show you that, this is kind of where the range starts and ends, right? And really the key area on the chart that you can see this very, very clearly is right here. Very profiled support, very profiled resistance, defining a key range. But importantly as well, this is a range that we don't tend to, kind of consolidate in, right? If you take a look at price action like this, we don't tend to get price action like this going on between these two price levels. That's a really, really important point. I'm going to show this to you in another way right here. We're going to take the ghost feed right here. I'm sorry, that's the wrong tool. We're going to take the bars pattern right here and just take all of these patterns, and I'm going to show you, look, we don't form price action like this in this price range, right? Generally, when we fall into this price range, we go all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. We have a few very quick wicks, but for the most part, it's very quick, snappy price action, which means that if we end up getting a rejection of this level, I think it's totally fair to expect a quick drop down to the bottom, which would put us at $1,000. That would be the bottom of this support area, and it lines up with a lot of things that we've been talking about on this channel before. I'm not going to go into them right now, but if you're subscribed, you're going to know all about it, so make sure to smash up the likes and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, because this is very time-sensitive content, and we're always covering very, very important topics as well, so you want to make sure that you don't miss it. By the way, I know I'm wearing a really weird shirt today. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure I bought this in 𝗪𝗙 and I was like, fuck it, let's go ahead and run with it and see what we can do with this. But bringing us back to the chart here, more importantly, I think that if we do end up dropping down to this $1,000 support area, it could be a pretty quick drop, especially if we do get rejected from this area. This would be a nice, clean 16% range, right? Like I said, I mean, very consistent big moves that we're printing to the upside and the downside continuously. Just looking at these percentage moves, just anywhere between kind of, minus 17, plus 22%, whatever, with these support and resistance hits, very, very easy range really to trade as a trader, and certainly something that I'm going to be interested in. And of course, I'll be making those trades on Bybit as my primary exchange. And obviously, they've got a lot of different markets you can trade with derivatives, which is the main thing that I do. But obviously, Ethereum being one of the top ones. If you do want to use Bybit, they're offering you up to $30,000 as a deposit reward. So depending on how much you deposit into Bybit and how much you trade, you're going to be getting free cash deposited into your account, and that number goes up to 30K, which is absolutely ridiculous. It takes a lot of money to get this 30K. You'd have to deposit a casual $250,000, but if you do, that money is yours to trade with, and you can trade with all of that. Whatever profits you make based off it, you get to keep. So you don't get to keep the 30K, but if you make money with the 30K, you do get to keep that. And that is very, very cool indeed. That's where I'd be trading Ethereum most likely. And of course, PrimeXBT being another great option here, also with Ethereum, but more importantly, with all these other markets right here. So if you're into the more kind of traditional finance markets, which I'm actually very interested in, I just don't generally trade them as much as I want to, PrimeXBT is a brilliant platform to be able to trade them, and they are also offering you guys up to $7,000 in deposit bonuses. Very, very easy and clean cut system right there with PrimeXBT. Just whatever you deposit, 7% of it comes back as a bonus for you, up to $7,000. Well worth checking out, because this is, again, free cash that you can throw into any trade you like. It wasn't your money to begin with. You can risk it however the hell you like, and if you make profits on it, you get to keep those profits, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, bringing us back to the charts right here, if we do end up getting that drop, that would be a clean kind of 16% drop, something like that. But the problem that I'm seeing here, guys, is that we have kind of now, since hitting the support area, we have ended up hitting our resistance areas. We've ranged, we've done a bunch of stuff. The market has had some time, really. We've had a good amount of time since we've kind of fallen down to this range. It's been, roughly like 160 days if we drop down around now. That could be enough time to allow the market to just plunge through this support area. And that's something we actually do quite often. I'm going to show you another few examples of that right now. Another great example of something actually very, very similar is just here. We have a very similar setup here, very similar structure, where we get 1, 2, 3 hits off a support level. Bam, 1, 2, 3. Take a look at that. We have a big time gap with a rally up and then a subsequent slow move down. Look at this. Put this all in perspective for you. This is so scary how similar it is, guys. If we take a look at this from the low up to the high, 113 days to get up, and down to the very same support level, 210 days. So we're looking at similar time frames right here. From the low up to the high, 30 days to get up, and if we, assuming we fall down now, 130 days to get down. So we're seeing a much longer drop down on both occasions than the quick rally up. We're seeing the same 3 support hits. Bam, look at that, the same 3 support hits. And if we come down in the same way to what happened before, which is so far what we are doing, well, that was the occasion where the support area failed. So, what that would look like on this chart, quite simply, is I can actually just do this with the bars pattern again to show you what that might look like. something a little bit like this. Let's bring it on, zoom it in a little bit more so we can understand what's going on a little bit easier. You know, it would basically be looking something a little bit like this, right? And then the subsequent drop down where everything is miserable and horrible. Unfortunately, that looks like a setup that Ethereum could be leaning towards. The good news, though, is that $1,000 is really strong support. So, you know, if there is anywhere we bounce, I guess it is going to be $1,000. I think the better news is that Bitcoin hasn't failed its comparative area, right? Bitcoin does still have some pretty decent support. It's not doing anything good with it. It's looking pretty bearish to me. It looks like a bearish continuation pattern, your classic kind of rising wedge before a further drop down. But it's something, and there might be some relief here. If we take a look at the other chart that I've got with Ethereum and zoom out a little bit more, there is also this very important level that actually stretches all the way back. I'm not even sure if I could show it to you on this chart. Stretches all the way back to 2017, 2018. Doesn't look like it's loading up for me here. There we go. This beautiful level right here, where we got these big rejections back in 2017 and 2018. This could end up being a bit of support for Ethereum if we do end up dropping down. But for the most part, guys, anywhere below $1,000, which is this green line right here, anywhere below $1,000, we're looking at pretty steep drops for Ethereum. I guess the really big silver lining is that whatever happens in terms of bad, negative price action would probably be pretty quick. And that, I guess, is reassuring in a sense. So that's something that I'd be looking out for. But yeah, I don't really see the bullish bias on this market yet. Am I going short right now? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's time to just go all in on expecting the market to drop or anything like that. But at the same time, I mean, as a technical analyst, somebody that's trying to be as objective as possible, I'm not seeing enough signs to show me that this market has some real bullish fuel anywhere nearby. It doesn't mean that we drop. We do still have support levels, but it certainly means that, at least to me, it's just hard to be particularly optimistic as it stands right now. And that is just the truth that I'm seeing. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. You know what to do if you have. Make sure to check out these steps on screen if you want to jump inside of my 4Flies Gold group. That's my free Telegram channel where I'm giving you more analysis from myself and my team around the clock, free of charge. And if you want to jump inside of VIP, then once you're inside, you can click on either of these two boxes, well, specifically this red box and then this red box here to ask me how to join VIP. Puts you in a direct chat with me and I'll give you all the information. If you want to check out Bybit, gain access to the primary exchange that I've been using for years. They're actually running, by the way, a 4-year little anniversary thing. I want to see if I can show this to you right here. Bam, take a look at this. You've got huge prizes, up to $1 million right here. Absolutely bloody ridiculous right here. And this is quite a big deal, this challenge right here. They're going really big, offering a lot of very cool stuff. You can check it out with the link that's going to be in the description down below. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on with Bybit. I'm not even going to go through this right now, but yeah, very cool indeed. These guys are celebrating their 4th anniversary. They've been around for a while, guys. 4 years in the crypto industry. A lot of companies don't last that long, and certainly not as big as Bybit. So I think that is very impressive. I've been with them since pretty close to the beginning as well as a customer. First and foremost, actually, I was just using the platform normally as a trader. Very cool indeed. If you want to take advantage of it, and of course, more importantly, get your 30K. This is a much easier bonus to get, right? For this, you'd have to trade, and depending on how much money, how much percent profit you make, you would win, up to whatever is in prizes, and that's cool. That's definitely cool. But this is a guarantee. You just have to meet a few criteria, and you get this cash for free. So I think that's much cooler. If you do want to take advantage of it, bam, the link is going to be down in the description down below. Go ahead and check out Prime XBT while you're there if you want to trade some more of the traditional markets using just a Bitcoin deposit. If you have enjoyed this one, you know exactly what to do though, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.